Joining us right now is Mike Fries. He is Liberty Global's chairman and CEO. And Mike, thank you.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
You are probably the perfect person for us to try and talk to, just in terms of what's happening here with President Trump, how the Europeans are feeling about all of these things. You are an American living abroad, running a European company, and there have been so much talk about how we get along between the two countries, and then competitiveness, how competitive Europe is versus America. And I'd love to get your take on it.
Yeah, listen, it's an interesting time, to say the least. As an international CEO, I'm in search of stability everywhere, right? We want people to get along. And at the end of the day, whatever your position is on the U.S. policy today, I think what's coming out of this is a more muscular Europe, one that's more focused on industrial policy, on defense spending, on the things that it needs to do for itself to get the economies going, and for that, the promise.
From a 90-pound weakling to, you're about 130 now, you're doing some...
But it's going in the right direction, Joe.
You're doing a couple of bicep exercises.
It's going in the right direction, and I think that may be a dividend, dividend of this whole thing. Let's see. But I think the mood here in Davos, as you're sensing, is very conflicted. On one hand, we're talking about this stuff. The rules-based order changing and what's going to happen. On the other hand, we're talking about AI and its transformational moment, which is like nothing I've seen. I mean, my first Davos was 2005. Internet penetration was 15%. Only a third of the world had a mobile phone. And all we talked about was this and what it might mean, and it took forever. Here, we are talking about change that is happening at light speed, so it's incredible.
You took over you took over for Malone, I guess.
As
now
chairman,
you're Liberty Global. One of the questions, what do you learn from him? I can't imagine that he isn't rubbing what's happening all over his body.
Yeah, look, this segment's not long enough for me to tell you the things I've learned from John.
But he's he's a conservative voice.
Yeah, he's a libertarian. And I think
Liberty Global.
He's got
Libertarian Global.
He's got strong views. But on the other hand, he's not going anywhere. I mean, yes, I'm chairman, but at 85, he is still as busy as he's probably texting me right now. He's got a lot going on.
Let me ask you. You talk about this new world order piece of it, though. The dividend may be that Europe gets stronger, right? And maybe their economies get better and put more defense in, and that's clearly a function of maybe described as tough love from the president. That maybe that's the polite version they would call that.
Yes.
But what do you think it does long term to the relationship between the U.S. and Europe, and also relationships that Europe might have ultimately with China or India or other countries like that? That's something that Christine Lagarde has talked openly about here this week.
I think it's a red herring.
It's a red herring.
I do. I think that Donald Trump's approach is to take the extreme and figure out where. I think it's a red herring. I don't believe the relationship will change fundamentally over the long haul. He won't be president forever. I mean, I think it's too fundamental, too many things that we need to do together. So I'm an optimist. I think long term, I think it's an interesting headline to say it's changed forever. I don't think so. That's my view.
You were starting to talk about AI. How is it changing how you do business at Liberty Global?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, listen, what I'm picking up here is this massive gap between what AI can do and what I'm doing. I mean, your prior guest, Brett, told me the other day, if you stop building AI gigafactories today, you would get 80% of the benefits that it's going to provide. Someone else in Davos said there's a 10x gap between what it can do and what we're doing with it. So what I'm stressed out about is we're making these marginal improvements. You call my call center, the call's a little better, but these are marginal improvements. Where's the transformation? I sat with one of the big tech CEOs and I said, I spend $14 billion a year on OpEx. I want it to be $7 billion. He said, send me your P&L, and we'll go through it. This is the kind of stuff, we'll see what it means, but this is the kind of stuff that I want to be working on, the things that are really fundamentally going to change our business. We're not there yet.
Let's talk about your stock price. Today it's up. I saw 2.75%. I think it's flat to maybe down just a couple percent over the last year.
Yeah, we're a classic value play. I mean, when I was on this with you guys a year ago, we had just spun out our Swiss business, which has now got a 4 billion Swiss market cap. And so we're in the business of unlocking value. We've got 22 billion of revenue, 8 billion of EBITDA in this European telco business, and we think that it's undervalued and underappreciated. And if we can bring these assets to markets locally, we'll find investors who like dividends, who want to own national champions. So that's the strategy. And then we have
Yeah, I misspoke. It's actually down 9% over the last year.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that correction. Sorry. Appreciate that. It's up and down. It's volatile.
Yeah.
And I think what we're telling investors is watch this space. We will unlock value in these telecom businesses that have a lot of positive momentum, and we're investing in some really interesting stuff in our sports and media and infrastructure portfolio. So there's some good things happening.
Yeah. Some of the sports that you're investing in is the e-cars.
Yes, Formula E.
Formula E.
Yes,
right.
Rolls off the tongue. Yeah. But it's actually we had a lot of activity on Formula E here.
Are the cars quiet?
Well, not really. When you get 20 of those, they sound like fighter jets.
Okay.
So they are loud and it is fast. This Gen 4 car coming out in a couple months, it's just a matter of time before we're faster than F1 if speed matters to you. If it doesn't matter to you, then fine. But it's the 5 fastest cars in the world have batteries. I mean, the physics of this are that it's going nowhere but up, and that's exciting for us. There's only 8 global sports on the planet. We own one. I'm happy about that. So we compete on 5 continents, and it's got nowhere to go but up.
I guess Malone had an influence on a lot of people's lives. What do you make of Zaslav? What that company was worth $15 billion being sold for, what, $80 billion or something?
I'm really happy for him, and I think it's a great outcome for Warner Brothers shareholders, and it's a testament to the value of IP and content. And look, whoever wins that, they have ambitious plans, and we'll see how they unfold. But I think it's a great outcome for Warner Brothers shareholders.
Interesting piece of data. Netflix is doing pretty good, but they need Warner. I didn't really understand.
Well, you've had partnerships with Netflix has partnership with you.
Sure.
So,
we
you've
hung
got
hard
Warner,
bundled.
so how do you think about that? That's actually interesting. And what about Paramount?
I got to be careful here. I'm not going to come down on one side or the other, but whoever wins is going to be a partner with us for sure, or already is, because that content will be too important to us, and either party is going to be really ambitious about.
Okay, here's more interesting one. As someone who lives in Europe, what do you think EU regulators are going to think of it?
I think both buyers will have a little bit of work to do because, as you know, EU regulators and local regulators are quite protective of their national broadcasters and their content industries. So I think both will probably have some work to do, but I think they'll get done.